I'm personally of the opinion that it is Tesla's call. I don't think the government's halting it from going out. I think it's Tesla's decided to do that. They actually have a certain threshold of cars out there that are gathering data on the newest beta versions. And other folks that have beta are frozen at some older versions. And that's where the complaint is, that some folks are waiting to get beta.
Right.
They have
And they're
99s.
not
They're not getting
it.
in.
Yeah.
And then there's people that are in, but they're not getting the latest one. They're a version or two behind. And generally speaking, when you're doing machine learning models, there's a common technique where you basically run models in parallel and you gather the data, and then
Sure.
you look
at
at the
delta
analysis between them.
Yeah.
And because it's not as clean cut as, flip a switch and it's just better, right? Like as the models are trained, sometimes they'll do better in some areas, they'll do worse in other areas. So it's not a black and white, like,
So-
it's just a better model. Is more data better with machine learning? Usually, yes. So one argument could be, well, they could get even more data, and is that necessarily bad? It's not necessarily bad, but if they have a sufficient amount of data that's coming in, I agree. You're adding more cars to it only increases the odds of there being a problem than helping them develop the next version.
Why is that not a good thing that you're giving the neural net, this extra data in certain things?
So
in your opinion.
Yeah. So with deep learning and neural nets, usually more data is a good thing. The problem is cleaning up the data and labeling the data, and preparing the data to use it for training, or to use it even for validation and other types of things. So really, I think that if they have too much data, it's more to do with who's processing that data. That's going to be somewhat manual. I would imagine they'll have some tooling. They definitely have some automation there, but I would imagine there's going to be some level of manual intervention, some semi-supervised or some kind of labeling, to where they need to clean up the data to then use it to train. And they could be saturated at that point. So, yeah, I don't know. That's kind of my thoughts on it, why you wouldn't want more. Otherwise, outside of cost of transmitting and storing the data, you want more data when it comes to machine learning.